if a gringo came down, what kind of gringo would you want to date, essentially? Or maybe you're
Mm,
just like, I like Mexican guys, so like,
okay, okay. Well, actually, I don't care if it's a Mexican a man or if it's from another country. I think a lot of people think that here we prefer to date Mexican men, but for
yeah,
me, it's not important. The thing that is important that it's the person by itself.
okay,
So if it's someone that I don't know, like has good uh, I don't know how to say that word in English, but valores. Do you know that word?
mm.
Like values. I think it's something like that.
Values, oh, valores,
Uh,
okay, entiendo.
Valores.
Valores.
I think that for me it works, and also the connection with the person because I know that the language is important to have that connection. But if we have things that we have in common, for me it's also something that I will prefer to look in a guy. And also if it's like a gentleman,
Okay,
I know that's something that maybe it's like a debate because people say, no, I don't want a gentleman, or I don't care if it's a gentleman, like I can take care of myself. I know that I can take care of myself, but I think I would like someone that opens the door for me when I get into the car or pulls a chair for me if we are in a restaurant, or I don't know if I'm carry something that is really heavy. I know that I can carry that thing, but I would like for him to carry the thing for me. So I'm looking for those things, and also someone that knows what he wants. Because if it's someone that it's like down, dudando. I don't know how to say that word. Like
like
if it's
wishy-washy, like
no, no,
uncertain.
like aha, aha. If it
Okay,
doesn't know, like, do I want to date her or not? Like if he has
ah,
those thoughts, then for me it's a no. I would
okay,
prefer someone that it's like
wow,
directo.
yeah. So many good points there. Like, I noticed that, like, in approaches, like when I go up to a girl that I don't quite like she can feel that. Like she can feel that I'm not super interested. And it's interesting because like we tell guys who do cold approach, like you'll actually find the best success with the girls who you think are like nines and tens. Because you'll just be so attracted to them, like it'll just like emanate out of you. When you but otherwise, like when you approach a girl you're not quite into, like there's like a little bit of like hesitation and like you're having to force it. So I did that today. I approached a couple girls that, from afar, they it's like, oh yeah, they look great. And I got closer and I'm like, you know, eh. And like, but I still did it because, I'm gonna go all the, I'm gonna practice what I preach here. And about halfway through, like I was like my eyes were like tired. I was like bored, and like they could sense it, and just the energy was just like slowly going like this, right? So I think that's a very important point. But the other point you made that was really really key is that you can take care of yourself, but you still want a guy that can do that stuff. And that is, I think, my question for you, because this is a big problem in the US, to be honest, and other Western countries like Australia, maybe Canada, is that the whole independent women, phenomenon, right? So they'll be like, you said it very like kindly and like sweetly, like, um, but they'll be like, yo, I can take care of myself, but you got to give me all this. They're almost like entitled,
Like with money or something, or what do you mean with the
kind of
last
like
part?
all the above. Like they won't, like, I'm guessing like for you, if a guy holds a door for you, you'll be like, it'll make you happy. You'll be thankful. But in America, they'll just expect it and they'll be kind of rude about it. You know what I mean?
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I think that the thing with independence, it's something that it's good because I know that in Mexico, I know that you have heard, but it's there is something that is called machismo. I don't know if you have
I
heard
was
about
literally going to ask you
machismo.
about it. We were going to talk about that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, it's related, no? So here, the machismo, it's something that it's still strong. It was stronger in the past with my parents and some in that generation, but
Yes.
in these days, we still have like those kind of thoughts, and I don't like those thoughts because they're like extreme. Like, oh, you
Mm,
cannot do anything. You have to do the things that I want, and that's it.
mm,
And it's not about that because um, me as a woman, I know that I can work and I would like to do the things that I want, and he can do the things that he wants. But for things like a gentleman, I think something that it's cute, or for me, like, oh,
Okay.
he's really like gentleman. It's not something
Okay.
that I'm like, you have to do this, because it will be the same for women. Like, you have to cook, you have to do this.
Okay.
So none of us has to do something like, if it's like a rule or something
Uh-huh.
that it's put in the society.
Yep.
But for me, it will be, oh, for me, it will be nice. And if you are someone that doesn't like that, well, it's okay. We can just like see if we have things in common. If we don't have things in common, then we can just part away. Like,
Yeah.
we can separate. But for me, it will be something that I will appreciate, like
Okay.
someone that acts of service, something like that, right?
Mm, yes. And that's such important quality in a relationship. Having a service mindset, like you're always, not always, but you're looking to help out the person you're with. And I think those are what make successful relationships versus when one person's very selfish, or both are very selfish. Like those are usually the relationships I see that, just come in and come out before you can even, count to three. I think those are great points, Jimena. And it's funny you mentioned the machismo, because a lot of the girls we talk to, they're like, yeah, I don't like dating Mexican guys because a lot of them are machismo. And so if you guys, like, another way to describe machismo, if you're like, what the heck? So what does that mean? Like, I still don't quite understand. It's basically like a guy trying to be super macho all the time. Right. You call it in, the community, we call it always alpha all the time. So it's a guy that tries to like pretend, like he's basically pretending to be a man, but he's like overcompensating. Um, so, walking around all the time like this, like kind of being a dick, like,
Yes, yes.
and we don't like hanging out with those people either. Just as guys, like, we don't make friends with those people either. Like, it's like, I don't know, man, go be tough, go be tough over there. Like, not over here.